Your brain is lying to you every time you eat hot sauce. That burning sensation on your tongue? Not real. Your nervous system is being tricked by a chemical that hijacks the same pain receptors you use to detect a hot stove. And then, as a thank you for the fake emergency, your brain dumps a wave of endorphins so strong that scientists compare it to a runner's high. That one weird glitch in human biology built a $5 billion global industry. Let's get into it. Level 1, mild table sauces. That red bottle sitting between the ketchup and the napkins at every diner in America? Frank's Red Hot. It scores 450 Scoville heat units, which is basically nothing. The Scoville scale is the official scoreboard for heat. A pharmacist named Wilbur Scoville invented it in 1912 by grinding peppers into sugar water and forcing people to drink it until nobody felt the burn. The more water it took, the higher the score. Frank's is dead simple, aged cayenne peppers, vinegar, salt, garlic. Cholula sits right next to it on the shelf, but tastes completely different. Frank's hits are sharp and tangy. Cholula comes warm and smoky, using arbol and pecan peppers from Mexico. Same heat. Two totally different sauces. Now here is the wild part. Frank's accidentally created one of the most famous foods in American history. In 1964, Teresa Bellissimo was working the kitchen at Anchor Bar in Buffalo, New York. Her son showed up late with hungry friends. She needed something fast. So she grabbed chicken wings, which restaurants literally threw in the trash back then, deep fried them, and tossed them in Frank's mixed with melted butter. That desperate late night move invented the buffalo wing, a billion-dollar food category born from the mildest sauce on the shelf and a mom scrambling to feed her kids' friends. But it took a man on a tiny island in Louisiana and a broke immigrant selling sauce from a van to create the two bottles that split the entire world into rival camps. Level 2, Vinegar and Garlic Classics. Edmund McIlhenny grew Tabasco peppers on Avery Island in Louisiana in the 1860s, aged them in oak barrels with vinegar and salt, and got the first ever patent for a hot sauce. That recipe has barely changed in 150 years. Tabasco lands between 2,500 and 5,000 Scoville heat units. But here is what most people miss. Go read the ingredients on a Tabasco bottle right now. Vinegar is listed first, before peppers. You are tasting vinegar with a kick, not peppers with vinegar. That tangy sharpness is why Tabasco ended up in military rations and on every diner counter in America. Sriracha is the complete opposite. David Tran arrived in Los Angeles in 1980 with nothing and started selling his Rooster bottle out of a van. He built Hui Fong Foods from zero. Sriracha uses sun-ripened red jalapenos blended with garlic, sugar, and vinegar into a thick, sweet paste. It only hits 1,000 to 2,500 Scoville heat units, but it is so addictive that when the factory faced a shutdown, single bottles were reselling for $50 online. Thin, sharp, vinegar first versus thick, sweet garlic first. Same shelf, completely opposite sauces, and people will genuinely fight you over which one belongs to everything. But most people stop here. They think Tabasco and Sriracha are the whole story. They have no idea that every country on earth has a hot sauce that locals guard like a national secret, and the peppers at that level start doing something genuinely strange to your brain. Level 3, regional fermented sauces. Crystal Hot Sauce runs Louisiana. Valentina runs Mexico. Peri Peri runs in Southern Africa. El Yucateco is the green habanero sauce sitting next to the limes at every Mexican street food cart. None of these sauces are trying to go viral. They do not need to. They already own their territory. Ask anyone from these places to name the best hot sauce in the world. They will not name a single brand you recognize. The peppers completely change here. Jalapenos are gone. You are into serrano peppers and bird's eye chilies. The bird's eye chili behind peri peri sauce can hit 100,000 Scoville heat units on its own. But blend it with citrus, garlic, and oil, and it calms down just enough to let you taste your food while your mouth slowly catches fire. This is also where fermentation shows up. Korean gochujang blends fermented chili with soybeans, and people have made it this way for centuries. Fermenting breaks down sugars and builds a deep, meaty flavor raw peppers cannot touch. Gochujang tastes rich and savory. Crystal tastes bright and sharp. Same heat range, two completely different planets. And here is where the brain trick kicks in. Capsaicin, the compound inside every pepper, fools your nervous system into believing your mouth is on fire. Your brain panics, sends a pain signal, then floods you with endorphins to calm things down. That rush is the exact same high you get after a hard run. People who say spicy food gives them a buzz are not making it up. It is a real, measurable chemical reaction happening inside your skull every time you eat at this level. But that is still the fun zone. What sits above it is where your body stops cooperating and starts fighting back. Level 4, habanero sauces. This is the wall. Everything below it, most adults handle fine. Everything above it, people tap out. Habaneros sit between 100,000 and 350,000 Scoville heat units. The heat does not stay on your tongue. It crawls across your entire mouth, pushes up into your sinuses, and sometimes reaches your ears. That happens because capsaicin activates TRPV1, the exact same receptor your body uses to detect actual burns. Your brain genuinely cannot tell the difference between a habanero and a hot stove. But here is what the heat scares most people away from ever discovering. Under all that fire is a sweet, fruity, almost tropical flavor no other pepper on earth can match. That is why the best habanero sauces always pair with mango, pineapple, or lime. Caribbean and Mexican cooks figured that out centuries ago. Drizzle it on grilled fish. Stir it into coconut curry. Pour it on tacos with fresh pineapple. Fat and sugar pull the capsaicin back, which is exactly why those food traditions always marry serious heat with something rich or sweet. Quick survival tip. If your mouth is on fire, do not reach for water. Water spreads capsaicin and makes it worse. Milk is what saves you. A protein called casein rips the capsaicin off your nerve endings and washes it away. But all the milk on the planet will not help you at the next level. Because a sauce officially rated at 135,000 Scoville heat units somehow burns worse than bottles rated 3 times higher, and nobody can fully explain why. Level 5, extract and ghost pepper sauces. Da Bomb Beyond Insanity is the bottle that has destroyed every single celebrity on Hot Ones. It officially scores 135,600 Scoville heat units. On paper, sauces rated at 500,000 should be way hotter. They are not. Da Bomb is somehow worse. The reason is the extract. Da Bomb mixes habanero and chipotle with concentrated pepper extract, and extract plays by completely different rules. It delivers heat faster, harder, with absolutely zero flavor to hide behind. Normal sauce builds then fades. Da Bomb just attacks. Ghost peppers live here too. The Puchalokia from northeast India crossed 1 million SHU and held the world record from 2007 to 2011. Farmers in India used these peppers for centuries to keep elephants out of their fields. The Indian military even explored turning them into crowd control grenades. The compound burning your mouth was once seriously considered for actual warfare. At this heat, you do not pour sauce. A few drops change an entire pot of stew. One dab on a wing, and you are questioning every decision that brought you here. The endorphin rush gets so intense that people describe a warm high spreading through their entire body once the pain fades. And this is still natural pepper territory. What comes next took one obsessed man years of crossbreeding plants, trying to grow something that had never existed on Earth. Level 6, Carolina Reaper sauces. Ed Curry was not a scientist, not a chef, just a guy in South Carolina with a greenhouse and one obsession. He spent years crossing pepper varieties, chasing a heat level nobody had ever reached. In 2013, Guinness gave him the world record for the Carolina Reaper at 2.2 million SHU. Then in 2023, his newer creation, Pepper X, destroyed that record at 2.69 million. The last dab on Hot Ones uses Pepper X. It sits around 2 million SHU. Those celebrity reactions are not acting. Tears, hiccups, full body sweating. People losing the ability to speak for minutes. Some guests say the burn lasts 20 minutes, followed by 40 minutes of pure euphoria as endorphins flood the system. At this intensity, your body triggers a full stress response. Heart rate climbs, blood pressure spikes. In rare cases, people get thunderclap, headaches from the extreme reaction. Capsaicin at normal doses actually has health benefits. Studies show it boosts metabolism by about 8%. Penn State found hot spices cut triglyceride levels after fatty meals by around 30%. But at Reaper doses, nobody is thinking about health. You are just trying to survive the next 5 minutes. And somehow, there is one more level. This one leaves peppers behind completely. Level 7. Pure capsaicin. No peppers, no vinegar, no garlic, no flavor. Just the naked chemical with nothing else in the bottle. Mad Dog 357, plutonium number 9, sits at 9 million SHU. The label tells you flat out not to eat it. You might need to heat the bottle to 140 degrees just to get the liquid to move. At the absolute peak sits Blair's 16 million reserve, 16 million SHU. That is the highest score anything can possibly reach on the Scoville scale. It is not sauce. It is pure capsaicin crystals, sealed in a tiny glass vial with wax. People buy it to display on a shelf, not to eat. For reference, police pepper spray sits between 2 and 4.5 million SHU. Blair's is up to 8 times stronger than what law enforcement uses on violent suspects. 9,000 years ago, Aztec farmers ground peppers and water together with a stone. That simple paste became a global obsession, spanning over 300 pepper varieties and billions of dollars. The burn hurts. Then it floods your brain with chemicals that feel incredible. And no matter how high you go, you always want one more drop. 7 levels. From the mild red bottle at your local diner to pure capsaicin crystals sealed in wax. Flip your next hot sauce over. Read the ingredients. Now you know exactly where you stand.